as devastating as it is to lose a child or a head of household through a fatality, what's even more devastating, I think, is traumatic brain injury. And there's no medicine for brain damage. That's something a lot of people don't realize. Once a child or an adult suffers severe brain damage, that's it. There's nothing that can be done. And it's a lifelong situation. There is prevention, however. There is a vaccine, and that's the helmets. And for any governments out there, and I'm sympathetic. I mean, running a country, especially a developing country, is a very, very difficult challenge. We all know that. But I would suggest to any leader, Vietnam was one of the poorest countries in the world 15 years ago. It has had wars, it has had economic issues. It is probably the classic example of one place that you would think an initiative like this would be impossible to achieve. Yet they did it. In less than 10 years, they did it. They went from total chaos and blood on the streets, and they systematically approached this with our assistance on things like the public awareness campaign, on enforcing, on education, on developing appropriate standards. All of these things it's adding to the society, it's adding to the betterment of the people, it's making this country richer and stronger. And so this is something that I think all other countries should take a look at and seriously consider doing it for themselves.
That in place. And now, in the new roads that they are constructing.
Since we've been here, we've been at the Ministry of Transport, and it is apparent that they have a big problem that they are facing. But it's still obvious that there are certain tightening of the laws that needs to happen.
Our ministry, through the National Road Safety Committee, has set a target to reduce the number of fatality from now to year 2020 to 30%.
នៅកម្ពុជាយើងអាចកាត់បន្ថយនិងសង្គ្រោះជីវិតបាន 4,500 នាក់នៅក្នុងរយៈពេល 10 ឆ្នាំខាងមុខនេះ
I will never forget the mothers I have met who have lost a child in a road crash. Their own lives are shattered. A light is extinguished from their eyes. Yet this grief and suffering is so unnecessary because many road deaths can be prevented with the right action. Now, with the United Nations Decade of Action for Road Safety, we have a real chance to protect these most vulnerable road users. How much does it cost to save a child's life? In countries like Vietnam and Cambodia, it costs as little as $15. The price of a child's motorcycle crash helmet. Wearing one can make the difference between life and death.
The answer is so simple. It is right there for us to solve.
The significance of this decade of action on road safety. There have been many organizations, including the United Nations and WHO and all of us, that have been talking about what to do about this problem. But I think now we have specific initiatives that can actually begin saving lives. Not tens of thousands of lives or hundreds of thousands of lives, but literally millions of lives. It's a very significant opportunity. I see unspeakable heartbreak when families lose a child or when they lose the father. It negates everything that we're all doing in terms of poverty reduction, of trying to improve the societies that we're all trying so hard to build.
I believe that the coming decade will be a great decade for development because there is a tremendous will around the world to achieve the Millennium Development Goals, and we have the power and technology to do so. When we bring the best knowledge to bear in this world, we find that these tragic deaths are absolutely unnecessary. They are preventable. It's a matter of bringing the knowledge, the technologies that exist, often at extremely low cost, to help people save their own lives, to make the community safer.
But the beauty, I think, of the helmet vaccine is it's something that can be done immediately. It's something that directly impacts our children, and because of that, I think it starts to resonate throughout the society, because it impacts with families. Mothers, teachers, fathers can all understand, you know what, this is a vaccine. I think the key now, though, is going to be taking this buy-in and really doing something with it. You know, talk is cheap. And the key thing that we must focus on now is what has come out of this. It's a call for action, a decade of action on road safety. So I hope that's what we're going to see, and we're going to be able to have some substantial results.
Cambodia is an amazing country. I think after seeing what are the things that needs to be done, there is such eagerness from across the board. Not just, you know, the mothers that needs their children to be safe, the doctors who knows why the patients are there, and then the law enforcers who are trying their utmost to make sure that these people understand these laws are there to protect them, and the political will. The ministers will put on the tag right away and be the first person to say, we support the decade of action, we want to endorse this, we want to do the right things, and this is your golden opportunity. This 10 years, we have the opportunity, this is our chance to save millions of lives, and we've got to do it.